You're watching the Kodokuna Raida YouTube channel. Woohoo!
So I'm very sorry, I started repairing this and just realized that the battery was flat. So I'm going to put a photo in now of the damage and how we're going to repair it. Okay, I'm not going to get all these scratches out that you can see in here because they're too deep. So we're going to put a little bit of filler. But first we just want to get these paint scratches out that were down to the plastic, and then we're going to fill it. So as you can see now, I've rubbed all the edges out and there's no scratches in the paint anymore. The scratches are actually in the plastic. Here, there's some deep scratches here and deep scratches here and here. Now, if you... Okay, to fill up those scratches, I'm going to use this very light putty that's made just to fill little scratches, not big dents in your car. Let that dry and we'll rub it out. I've got some cutting compound. Now what this does, it just gives us fine, very, very fine scratches in this paint that will help our paint stick to it. Now what else you've got to use is some wax and grease remover to run over your paint. There's bound to be some wax. Grease on your paint, so make sure it's nice and clean so your paint will stick. Now this is from the hardware store, just some spray putty. It's a little bit thicker than primer and it'll fill these scratches up a little bit better. We're going to spray that on. That music you can hear now, in Japan that comes up at 5 o'clock every day to tell you that it's 5 o'clock, and in the morning it sounds at 7 o'clock, so all the kids know it's time to go to school. So it's a really good system, and most of the kids weekdays hear that song at 5 o'clock and run home. That's their call to hurry home. So as you can see now, that's one coat of primer. Now don't put this primer on too heavy too quickly. Let each coat dry or you'll start to get runs. We don't want to get any runs, so just be patient. You watch it, you'll be able to see the shine go off the paint and you'll know it's time for another coat. And you can see already our scratches are nearly all gone. You can't see any. So we don't need a lot of primer. Let me show you. You can still see our edge there. So we want to cover that up. But you can't see any more scratches anymore. So that's just about right now. Let's put another coat of primer on. So let's... Okay, so what I've done is put a little bit of paint on here, silver paint. We use that as a guide coat. A guide coat means when I rub it out, you'll be able to see the darker colour go into the primer, and so we'll know when we've rubbed far enough. So you'll see here now, there's a little darker colour there. Can you see? So I know I need to rub till that dark grey is gone, and it's got rid of all the scratches. So let's rub this all out now, which is the last preparation for the top coat. It's all rubbed out. I'm just using this cutting compound again to get a little bit of overspray that might be on the car, on the painting. It's starting to get close to sunset, so I gotta hurry. I want to get this finished today. Okay, so this is just same thing, just paint from the hardware store. We looked up the code of the car, was Z2S. So it should match. Now this is a two-stage paint where I put on the colour and then I put a clear over the top of the colour. So let's put this on and see how it all matches up. The first coat should be very light, which creates a nice sticky preparation for the following coats. So you can see very, very light. So we just let that dry for a little bit before we add another coat. Same thing, you're just watching it, watching for the shine to go off, and then we'll put on another coat. That's it now. See, it's drying very quick because it's very hot at the moment. So I'm not really happy with the paint. You can see that it's going a milky colour. Now that means that there's too much moisture in the air, or that the panel is too cold, and so it's not setting right. You can see here, see the milky colour. So what we're going to do is let this dry off for now, and when there's a sunny day we're going to come back and we're just going to rub that back just with 600 and put some more paint on it. So really easy. Well, it's been about a week since I painted this and repaired it last time, and it's dried, not so bad, but very close. I don't know if you can see, there's a couple of little marks and a couple of little scratches. So what we're going to do is give it a very, very light scuff down with some 600, very light. We're going to mask it up and paint it with some clear and finish it all off today, because it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful day. Okay, we're all ready. It's all rubbed down, it's all cleaned up. Here's my paint. It's just a tin of paint that I've bought from the local hardware store or home centre. It's the right colour, of course, but there's no big compressor or anything. So you can do this. So let me just, the first coat we put on very light, remember. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's just let that dry off. It's going to dry really quickly today because it's so beautiful and warm. I can already see the shine going off. It's drying perfect. Oh, I'm really happy with this today. Really happy. Okay, it's ready for another coat. Okay, that's it. So let's leave that dry for like 5 minutes and we'll come back and we'll put the clear on. So we want to put like 2 or 3 coats. 3 coats of clear is plenty. So the same thing. Don't put the first coat on too heavy. Be gentle. Okay. You can see now that I'm going right up with the clear to the edge, covering that all in. And you should be able to see that some shine is starting to come to the paint now, where before it was just dull, because this is a clear over base colour. So it might look a little bit milky when you first put it on, but just be patient, let it dry, and it'll be fine, I promise. And there we have it. So let's let it dry for about 10 minutes. We'll pull this paper off, put it round in the direct sun now to dry all off. We'll give it a light. And there we have it, it's all finished. It's been out in the sun for about an hour. I've given it a light polish and it's all finished. So why I wanted to show you this is that I have used nothing that you can't buy from the local hardware store. I've used no super compressors, I've used no expensive spray guns. It's cost me about $20 in paint and materials to do it. So you can do it too. Have a go. If I can do it, you can do it. So let me show you the materials I used so that you know what to buy if you're going to repair your car. So look, just some cheap packets of paper. Like I said, there's 320 grit to rub out the really bad scratches. Finish with 600. You can use finer if you want, 800, 1200. 600 is a minimum. Just a little roller tape to mask it up, and I use newspaper. Here is the light putty we use with the hardener. This is the tinner polish. This is the spray putty that we put on after we've put the filler and rubbed it all off to fill in the scratches and the little marks that we put in. Here is the paint, and here is the clear. That's all we've used. You know, if we took that car to a crash repair, they're probably going to charge $300 or $400 to do what we just did. And I understand they're paying for labour and they've got expensive materials and they do it perfect. But this is only a cheap little car, and the lady who needed it repaired just wanted me to fix it quickly for her, because she is getting old, so she's probably going to scratch it again. So there you go. You can do this yourself. Have a go and save some money. It's a wonderful time to spend an afternoon or a morning out working on your car. Thanks a lot, and always remember, drive like you know each other. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye bye.